Bro, do you
with
understand how
minimal
much
like
how little
breakthroughs.
money we spend on all of science? It's like $90 billion, like for science spending in the United
What are you
States.
talking about, dude? I heard it's
Yes.
over 500 billion. I'm serious.
Ruben, what's up, dude? How's it going?
Hey, what's up, man?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Hey, man. I mean, I don't know. I don't really get it how you like push vaccines so hardcore, man. Like
Okay.
you're not like second guessing, like pushing it out so far.
0%.
Like you do it every night, bro.
Yeah.
What if it's like toxic and stuff?
What's more toxic, the
'Cause-
disease or a vaccine?
well, I mean, if you're getting a vaccine to something that you're already freaking immune to, it just kind of doesn't make any sense. Isn't that toxic eventually? Like you're just getting overloaded for no reason.
Your T cells and B cells don't get overloaded like that. No, it's not really how it works.
You don't think it has any damaging effects at all?
No, no, because you're basically the spike protein is going to be made. Your antibodies are going to be produced from your immune system to attack it, and then that's just what happens. It doesn't get. It's not like a battery where it just goes away if you use it.
No, but it just doesn't make any sense. If someone,
It does. It
if
does
you
make
already, like
lots of
for me,
sense.
for example, like I've already had COVID twice
Okay,
and I'm okay. Like, why would I ever take a vaccine? It makes no sense.
because
You know what I'm saying?
okay, so you the the cell that you got exposed to might not be the same one that's exposed now. And basically, as the more viral genomes that are out there, the more recombinations that can happen, and the more viral genome recombinations happen, the more different the virus can get. So it's really imperative in public health that viral genomes stay as low, in number as possible. It's really, really important.
I don't, but that doesn't make any sense because it's the
It
same
does.
virus.
It
It,
does. No, it that mutates, man. Do you think that virology? Do you think the germ theory is real? Do you think
oh
viruses
yeah,
are
yeah, I
real?
do. Yeah,
Okay.
I think some.
Do you think
Uh,
evolution is real?
nah, not really.
Okay, so
No,
that's the discordance,
because
right?
we don't. Well, no, because we don't even see like any, not even like microevolutions on any specific animal. You know what I'm
Really
saying? Like.
interesting.
I'm serious, yeah. Like I
Wow.
don't believe in evolution at all. Like,
Okay, interesting. What kind of evidence would you want to see in order to know that evolution is real?
well, I mean, even among like a species of birds, for
Mm.
example, like you don't see any even like microevolution. Like, say there's a bird that doesn't really can't really handle strong winds, but you put it in an environment where it has like stronger winds or something like that. Its wingspan isn't going to expand all of a sudden. It's not gonna, you know what I mean? Like nothing's gonna change. So I
Mm.
don't see how evolution has any. There's no intraspecies. There's just nothing. You
Hmm.
know what I mean?
Interesting. Okay. Well, there are. So humans are a hybrid species actually between Denisovans, Neanderthals, and Homo sapiens. So already that we are a hybrid species, and humans and species can interbreed. Absolutely. Do you know? But you don't think even microevolution is real? Which is, by the way, just microevolution and macroevolution. It's like a Christian apologetics term, but they're the same thing. It's the same process. It's all evolution, by the way. What do you know about nylonase?
No, not really.
So let's say there was some like a material and a bacteria evolved the ability to use it as a food source that it didn't have before, and it gained that function to break down something that it couldn't break down before. Like, would that be considered evolution in your mind?
No, not at all. I don't
How?
think
Why
so.
not? Why not?
Because I think we also do that with like certain foods. Like we can have a bad reaction to some, unless it's like an allergic reaction. But like we can, you know what I mean? Like we could get used to eating something if that makes sense that we normally don't do. But what were you gonna like say with it?
Hmm. So nylon is a new human invention, and a bacteria evolved a protein in order to break nylon down. It's called nylonase. So the ability to break that down was evolved as recently as nylon has existed. So therefore, like there has been
But what if it's
evolution
just
within the
what if
last
it's
70 years.
I don't know, but what if that's just they introduce a new bacteria that can handle and
Who
start
introduced who
I don't
introduced
know, whoever did this experiment. You know what I mean?
well okay, I mean that would be a bacteria that is evolved though, that ability.
They didn't modify it at all to gain that ability.
Correct. Yeah, it was just a naturally growing bacteria on nylon, and they were like, what is this? And they cultured it, and then they sequenced the genome, and then they found nylonase.
Okay. I mean, yeah, but that I don't see how that's gonna like tie into like microbiology. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, I mean, it is microbiology because it is bacteria and it is them evolving. So that is what microbiology is. But like the speciation comes from, maybe that's what you're talking about. Like why does an evolution of an enzyme mean that speciation has happened? It's because it creates a new niche in the environment. Basically, you have a bacteria community, and it's bifurcated. There's two ways that the community is going to grow now, right? One that's on the nylon as a food source, and one that isn't. So if you are in a an environment that has nylon now, you actually have a population of microbes that can actually like use that as a food source, and they'll proliferate. And that's what natural selection is. They're fitter in that environment. So therefore that's speciation by natural selection. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. But I mean,
Okay, so that's what evolution is then. I mean, then you accept it then.
maybe just on like on a small level like that.
Okay,
I mean,
all right. Cool,
because
man.
that's
But
like
you, I mean, you didn't,
microscopic, but that's not.
yeah. I mean, you said no before, so you accept that. I think that's a huge step forward. I mean, so there's also like ways that things can de-evolve. I think these are actually really interesting. In my opinion, these are really interesting. So, like, for example, inside of your genome, Homo sapiens, like most of the time, like vitamin C is a crucial thing for our immune system. So most mammals make that. They make that within their genome. We have a gene for it actually. We actually have inside our genome, we have a gene to make vitamin C. But humans evolved to have mutations inside of that gene to turn it off. It's called a pseudogene. So basically the humans that were eating enough citrus to get the vitamin C, well, they didn't need to spend metabolic currency on creating vitamin C when there's so much in our diet. And the humans that developed those mutations, well, they're going to be more fit. So that's what happened. So that's why you and me have don't make our own vitamin C, but dogs can, for example. Like, isn't that wild? Isn't that cool?
Mm, no, not really. That's kind of
Oh,
a downgrade. You know what I mean? Because
exactly,
shouldn't
exactly. No,
we?
exactly.
No,
No,
but
no, but
that's
no.
not
It's a
real.
no.
That's not.
It is real. It is de-evolution is an interesting thing because you got to think about it in terms of fitness. So if you have a human that is eating enough citrus all the time that they don't need to make vitamin C, and then they have another human that is that has that mutation in it, the one that has the mutation is going to be fitter. They're going to have more energy in order to do things. They're going to have more energy to make more muscle cells. They're going to be, fitter in order to use that energy in other places, metabolically.
I don't know, but that ability would just come back. You know what I mean? Once you stop consuming so much vitamin C, it's kind of like testosterone. If
Exactly,
you
exactly. That
no
is what
no no
evolution
no
is.
because
Exactly.
no because like
Yes,
just if
you
you get
got
on
it, dude.
testosterone, no,
Yes,
because
you
if you get
got
on
it, bro.
testosterone, your
You
body no
got
longer
it.
produces as much.
You
But
got
then
it,
as soon
dude.
as you get off of testosterone, you got
Okay.
to build up your
And there's
natural T.
lots of other things too. So like, for example,
But that's not
um,
evolution, dude.
yeah,
That's
no, it
just
is. It is. You got it. You literally, that's so cool that you literally, dude, I think you're having an epiphany right now. Genuinely, I think that's really cool.
I'm
So
not. It's just
you
that's
are.
just our body
We're learning
reacts
together,
to.
dude. It's okay.
No,
You're
dude.
learning. Yeah, you're learning. It's okay, dude. You don't have to fight it. Like there's another like cave lizard. It's really cool. You can actually, um, so if you're I think it's a gecko or something. So there's a gecko species that they went into a cave, a bat cave, and the geckos have no eyes. They literally accrued mutations in order to
That's
take
just
away their eyes.
those are just temporary adaptations to an
You think it's
environment, man. It's
temporary
not.
adaptations to not have eyes? No, dude. No,
No, but
it's a
like
very permanent
there's
change. It's a very permanent
well
change.
in that case it's different. But I'm saying
Okay.
like you
Yeah,
know what
but
I mean.
exactly. So we're talking about exactly. So we're talking about speciation where those geckos now because basically if it's super black in there, right? You only the eyes are only a source of infection, and those are that population of geckos with eyes are going to die quicker, right? So you just evolve the mutations to accrue in those the eye genes for pseudogenes basically, right? The same process with the vitamin C, and then the eyes go away, and now those geckos are actually more fit. I mean that's how speciation happens. That's how it works. Isn't that cool?
I guess, but you
Cool,
can
nice.
you
Well, you
attribute
said
it to like
before you said it wasn't cool,
evolution.
but now you're saying I guess. So we're making progress, dude. I love it. We're making progress, man.
Well, no, because you're attributing it to like evolution, but I'm
It
just saying
is.
that's just adaptation, temporary adaptation to an
No,
environment,
it's not temporary adaptation.
or
So temporary adaptation is like, for example, like like some toads and stuff will have when it gets super cold, like they will like turn on genes that make hooks on the inside of their hands so that they can, because when it gets cold then it's winter months, and if when it's winter months it's time to mate, so they literally need to have like claws to grip onto the female. So it's like that's a temporary adaptation. But like but that or heat shock proteins are a really big one too. It gets super hot, you're going to have a lot of reactive oxygen species, hydroxy radicals being created, and you need some way of like tampering those down. So all that transcription mechanisms like start going on, and they starts turning on, and then we have heat shock proteins being made, and then once the heat's gone, then you don't need to make those proteins anymore, and it's turned off. I mean, so it's well known. It's well known.
I know, but it's almost like you're just choosing like selecting like random animals that are
No, it's not
that
random animals.
easily. No,
No.
because like for example, human beings, we don't have like differences between ourselves. You know what I mean? Like whether someone lives in a cold climate or a hot climate, there's
Uh-huh.
no difference. You know what I'm saying? So, and that includes like even like Siberian tigers, for example, comparing to Bengal tigers. There's no actual other than like the size of them. I don't think there's any difference.
Hmm. But
So,
there's different species, right?
not really. It's the same species. It's a tiger.
Do you don't think that there's different species of tigers?
Well, they're different in the sense of like their size or whatever, but they're not completely different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that's so you can have species that are like there's four. We just read a paper yesterday that there's four species of giraffes now. Like we actually know because of like genome sequencing that there's actually, like basically like a species is basically just a group of interbreeding organisms in a population. It's really not that much. So you just have a population that and what's happening is that as we use sequencing now, we can actually see through sequencing that there's actually a lot more species than we thought. It's this thing called cryptic species. So cryptic species look identical to the other species, and we just can't see it with our eyes, or morphologically we can't see it, but then we look at the sequencing and it's like, these guys only like breed with each other, and these guys only breed with each other over here. Like for example, killer whales is another one. There's like a really specific, you know um, groups of them that only breed with one another. So once sequencing has came online, now we really understand more like what a species like kind of is. Yeah, there's it's the travelers, the residents, and all that kind of transient in the residents. I mean, it's pretty cool.
Okay, so it's just stuff like that that makes you believe in evolution, like on a grand scale.
I mean, I don't. I mean, I use it in the lab, bro. It's not like something that I need to like believe by things that I'm reading. I'm like using it every day in the lab. So it's a natural process that happens with organisms. Like it is what it is.
I don't know. I think just exposing it to different chemicals or
Hmm.
different sequences, I don't see how that's like evolution. I
It
just think
is.
that's
It is.
adaptation.
No, it is. That's what that
Viruses can adapt. They can,
yeah, they
you know what I
evolve.
mean?
They evolve. Yeah. Yeah, they change those adaptations
Yeah, but you know
basically
what
can.
doesn't make sense?
Sure.
Because no, go ahead. My bad.
What doesn't make sense? Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say with in specifics to in regards with like COVID, it doesn't make sense because like I think I spoke to you last time about this, and I said how my brother got it, and it
Hmm.
was so bad for him that he went to the hospital.
Yeah.
But for me, it wasn't bad at all. But we're
Hmm.
brothers from like the same parents. How can it? You know what I mean? I mean, he
Hmm.
is like a few years older than me, but it doesn't make any sense
Yeah.
because
Hmm.
it's so. Does it make any sense? Like how it's
Yeah.
severe for one person and not the other,
Yeah.
even though
Yeah. It
their
does.
genetics are almost the same.
Yeah. I mean, we have to. We are still studying that. Like why? So you can have SARS-CoV-2 positive, right? You can have SARS-CoV-2 in your gene on your body, and it's culturing, and it's living, and then separately, you could have COVID 19. So, COVID 19 is the disease caused by SARS-CoV-2. So, you have to have a viral load that gets to a point that it causes more disease in your body. So, basically, you are probably SARS-CoV-2 positive, but then you didn't develop COVID 19 off of it. So, that's the difference. Just like how you can have HIV, but you don't get AIDS sometimes, right? So, it's like we have viral. Uh, we have medications now that stop HIV from progressing to AIDS. You could get a low viral load of SARS-CoV-2, doesn't develop into COVID-19. So it happens.
I know, but the thing is, like, with these booster shots or these
Hmm.
continually to go and get them, I don't understand
Sure.
how that makes sense. Why would you have to go and get a booster
Yeah, it's
if you?
because
Because
be,
it only lasts in your system like 6 months or what?
the antibody production does peak around 6 months. Yeah, but again, because it's a pandemic still, so you have viral genome recombinations that are happening across the globe. So it creates new genome combinations for the virus. So, single mutations with your body can actually mutate. So every single time that it has an antibody, there's this thing called somatic hypermutation where it'll actually, because your immune system evolved in a world with viruses that mutated their own genomes, right? So if a single mutation happened, then and it rendered the immune system completely inoperable, then there has to be some kind of like arms race thing that happens, and that's what happens. So anyway, so somatic hypermutations means that a single nucleotide changes, you'll be okay. But viral genome recombinations, it's more like taking huge chunks and just shuffling it, and it happens all the time. So it's harder for us to have have that sequence be a complete match, and it's just more efficient to have a new booster given. So that's why you have flu boosters every year. That's why you have COVID boosters every year. It makes sense.
Okay, but I mean, so that's what you guys were trying to figure out, like why in some people the whatever you said the COVID doesn't get to the point where it's, you know what I mean?
It doesn't. Yeah.
That's what you
So
guys were trying to.
basically, it is kind of like still an interesting question why SARS-CoV-2 would be asymptomatically spread. Asymptomatically meaning you don't have any symptoms of COVID-19, but you're SARS-CoV-2 positive. So why does that spread so rapidly versus like some people are dying from COVID-19? And it is an interesting it is an interesting case, and still, COVID, and a real big reason to still get vaccinated for COVID is the long COVID. Long COVID impacts about 20% of people that have COVID-19 symptoms develop long COVID, and that's a neurodegenerative disease, and we really don't understand the mechanisms of that very well. So, and that could last for a really long time. People have, it's basically kind of like a chronic fatigue syndrome that develops. So you definitely want to get COVID boosted because you do not want long COVID.
Well, I mean, can't they just go get vaccinated and remove it, or help aid
That's a
with
really
it?
good question, dude. Yeah. So
Well, how do you know if someone has long COVID or if it's just, you know what I mean?
dude, really good questions. Genuinely, there's long COVID clinics trying to see if it's like, and you can actually like COVID will actually start storing itself in different places in the body, like in the testes of men, which is kind of interesting. So you can kind of like have a latent infection, especially if someone's immune compromised. You can actually have a, a SARS-CoV-2 reinfection that just keeps happening over time. So it's yeah, it is really interesting, man. This is what immunology is all about. We study this stuff. It's really cool.
I don't know, but I think it's kind of messed up that, like, for example, kids couldn't get it, but yet you guys still had like people were still trying to push a
No,
vaccine
they
for
can still get
children.
it. Yeah, they could still get it. There's kids
No,
that
dude, kids were immune to
no,
it.
no, they're not. They're not.
Yeah, that's why
No, they're
during
not.
the
No,
pandemic,
no, they're not.
that's why people were so against
No,
schools shutting down
they're
because,
not. They get
well, you
it.
can't
They
just
get
say
it.
no, bro, because
They do. I do. I can. Because they do get it. They do get SARS-CoV-2. They do. It's just that it doesn't progress into COVID-19 necessarily, but they're still spreading it, and it could also trigger other diseases too. So it's it's a big thing. And there was actually someone in here that came in a couple weeks ago that were talking about her kid is one of those ones where it's like if they got SARS-CoV-2, it could actually trigger like this really bad chronic fatigue syndrome that would basically render their kid like functionally like crippled. So it's like they have to like be super careful still of SARS-CoV-2 because if they get an infection, it'd be really bad.
I don't know, but it's pretty much eradicated by now. Like no one's
Definitely not.
really.
No, it's the opposite. Actually, it's a pandemic still, so it's everywhere. It really is everywhere. So it's definitely not eradicated. Eradicated means that there just isn't any viruses out there. So we almost eradicated like measles, for example, like in the United States. We did a really good job, and then unfortunately these anti-vaxxers came out, and then now that now these viruses are actually starting to populate more.
Oh, I mean, like the. Do you consider the Maha like anti-vax?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, they are.
How can you say that, dude?
They
They're
literally, I
not
mean, RFK,
anti-vax.
absolutely. RFK is the head of like the Maha movement, and he's literally talking about how vaccines are unsafe. That I mean, that is it's insane. Yeah.
Well, no, I think he's talking about some of them, and I think he's talking about the loads of vaccine we're giving to children as they're
No,
growing up nowadays. It's double comparing to what we had when we were kids.
that's
We weren't getting
awesome.
that
That is
many.
so sick. That is amazing. I love
Dude,
that.
that's terrible, man.
No,
What do you
it's
mean?
not. See this is
Even though
anti-vaccine.
like the
See, this is
no,
literally
no, no.
anti-vaccine. You can't just be like, "Oh, I'm not anti-vax, bro," and then be like, "Oh, nobody should get
What do you
vaccines." Like,
mean? You just
come on.
admitted that we didn't get that many
Because they
as we
weren't
were
there.
growing up.
Yeah, because they weren't there. They weren't. That's
I know,
like
but we're healthier than the new generation. Like every
no, no,
generation's
you're not.
getting worse, bro. Yeah,
No,
we
no,
are.
that's not true.
Yeah,
That's
it
not true.
is.
No, no, it's not.
Kids these days, they all have like autoimmune diseases and
Because
stuff like that,
we're
and their
our detection
allergies are
capabilities.
getting.
No, our detection capabilities are getting better. So we understand sequencing, we understand the signs better, we understand the tests better, and they're people are
Do you know
being
that I think autism went from what was it, 1 in 10,000 to like 1 in less than 100 now or something like
yeah,
that?
and
That's
guess what?
crazy,
Like
man.
adult autism tests are going off the church too. People are getting diagnosed. All those boomers are like, "Wow, dude, well, that's actually me. That sounds a lot like symptoms that I have." And yeah, it's
Nah,
happening all
dude,
the
you're
time.
just trying to
Yep.
skew the
Nope.
numbers, bro.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
You don't think so? Like, you don't
Dude,
think,
do you
even
know how many
though
left-handed
technology
people?
has
No. Do you know how many left-handed people there were 150 years ago?
probably the same amount as today.
Nope. There's zero. There was zero left-handed people because you were writing with your right hand. That's what happened. And culturally, we forced people to write with their right hand. That was it. You weren't allowed to write with your left hand. So as we in society, as we have recognized that left-handed people exist and they are there and they are real, wow, dude, all of a sudden, left-handed people, bro, it goes to zero, and now 30% of the population is left-handed. I don't believe it. Why are you forcing your left-handed propaganda on me? You know what I mean? It's like,
Dude, that's like a total false equivalency, bro.
no,
You
it
can't.
isn't. It's a one to one,
It's
direct
it,
equivalence.
it's not, dude.
It
Like
is. It is. You should think about
comparing.
this, but after this conversation, it's exactly the same, because
No, it's
it really is, because they exist in the population, and we are just detecting them better because we are allowing them to exist now. You should think
no.
about
I
it.
think it's just. I just think it's parental neglection. That's what I
I
think it
think that
is.
it's like allowing people to be, left-handed is just neglect. I mean, how that's disgusting. Why would you
Well,
allow
no,
that?
not in that case, bro. Not.
Oh, okay.
You know what I
So why?
mean? Like
No, I'm serious. I think it's disgusting. Like, why are we having 0% to left-handedness, and now we're allowing its degeneracy?
no, dude. That's not the same thing. Like allergies and immune diseases and stuff like that.
It's dude. Are you kidding me? Writing with your left hand is diseased, man. What are you talking about? How is your brain broken like that?
Come on, man. It's dude.
I
Keep
know
it serious.
exactly.
Like
Right-handed. I know. I'm being very serious, dude. Left-handed people, like, that is a shadow world stuff. It doesn't make any sense.
no, but it is proven, dude. It's like
It's
we
proven that
were
you only
healthier
write with your right
before,
hand, and you should
and
only
now
write with
it's
your
like
right hand.
we have more vaccines than ever, and yet society is so
We have more
unhealthy.
left-handed people than ever. It's disgusting. We should have. I mean, we have to
That's
stop
not
it.
unhealthy, bro. That's
It's
not,
exactly unhealthy to write with your right hand.
dude. It's not, man. You got to be
It
serious. Like
is.
we,
I am very serious.
even
I'm
though we
very
have so many
serious.
vaccines
Why did we go
nowadays,
from zero left-handed to 30% left-handed?
that's why it's
Why
like
are these people pushing their left-handed propaganda on me?
hating on Maha for no
Why
reason,
are we
man. It's
hating on
like
right-handed people, dude?
no, dude. Like for real, man. Like Maha's like you don't think it's a good thing that he's trying to get rid of
No.
preservatives out of
They're
food,
awful.
dyes
They're
out of our
awful.
food.
No. No,
What are you
dude.
talking about, bro? In order for these corporations to sell their stuff into Europe, we're eating trash, bro. America's ghetto. Like,
No,
in
dude.
order to
No.
sell, like, yeah, dude, cereals,
No.
sodas, things like that, it
No.
all has to be modified before they can
No.
sell it in Europe. What do you mean,
No,
no?
oh, of course, dude. Because Europe has different things. They like genetically modified organisms. They don't allow it there. So of course it has to be like changed. And I don't agree with that. I don't get my legislation from Euro. What's wrong with you? Why don't you like move to Europe if you want to live there so bad, dude? I'm an American.
You don't want to live a healthier life,
If you
dude?
want to
Like,
live in Europe,
you're okay
go live in Europe, dude. I want to live like in America. I'm American.
with low health standards
I'm a
and
patriot. What? I'm
crappy food quality,
whatever
quality
you want to.
by
If you
the
want to live like a European, go over there. Go right, left-handed in Europe. I'm
dude, come
right-handed
on,
and I'm
take it
American.
seriously,
I'm
man. It's
taking it
like,
seriously. What are you talking about?
you're not
I
taking
fly
it
the flag. I
seriously,
write
dude.
with my right hand, and I live in America.
How can you not want your kids to eat healthier food? I'm pretty sure you steer your kids away from like the, highlighter colored cereal boxes and stuff like that. Come on.
Bro,
Like you don't
they're active. They don't overeat, and they do jujitsu, and they're super active. Like, and they play tons of sports. Like, why would I? Like, it doesn't matter the amount of food dye that they're taking. Like, people in the United States aren't obese because of food dyes and preservatives,
yeah,
bro.
they are.
No,
They're
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 not.
obese because of these
No,
seed oils,
no,
because
that's
of these
completely wrong.
freaking
No, it's not
how can
right.
you say something like
No,
that, bro?
it's not true.
Come
It
on.
just isn't. No, it's not.
Yes, it is, dude. You're gonna
Okay,
sit there and say that
okay, that's fine.
artificial dyes and all these preservatives are not affecting people.
It's not at the levels that you're thinking of. It's not. It's
Okay,
because
and
it's people are obese. That's why the disease is going up, is because they are obese, and they're obese because they're having too many calories. They're having too many calories because because
but you
processed
don't think it's
foods
also something to do with low quality foods?
processed foods are more readily available, so they're easy to overeat and overeat your calories. That I agree with, right? So processed food does make you feel less satiated. So you eat a thousand calories of processed foods versus 1,000 calories of whole veg and a steak. You're gonna feel completely different, right? You're gonna feel full with the fiber from the veg, all that kind of stuff. With the processed foods, it's just gonna feel like you could eat another thousand, and that's what people do, man. They I worked at Starbucks, and bro, I would feed people these frappuccinos that are like 2,000 calories, and they would come in and have two of them a day. It's like, whoa, dude, they didn't even know that they're drinking 4,000 calories. It's like it has nothing to do with the food dye or the preservatives in the Frappuccino stuff. It's just that they're drinking 4,000 calories, and that's like way too much, man. It's way too much food. I mean, way too many calories.
So you don't think the preservatives and the dyes are harmful at all?
Dude, preservatives are like, you know, if we didn't have preservatives, you would just have more food waste. Are you okay with food waste?
If it's expired food, yeah, I don't see the big deal.
Okay, do you know how much
It's
food is
better
actually
than like
wasted in the United States? 90% of the food that we make in the United States is wasted. So do you want 99% food waste? Is that something that you think is a big problem in the United States?
no, but like we should still
Okay, so
keep
then we
food
should have
more natural. That's not
preservatives.
an
So
excuse
we
to
should have
like
preservatives,
that's
dude.
you're just
Yeah.
excusing having like low standards, bro.
No,
Like
I'm not. No, because no, like literally it's the opposite. Like so for example, I genetically modified a potato to have a preservative inside of it because if you bruise the potato, it turns it brown. The nutritionally, they're exactly the same. It's just that you create some reactive oxygen species inside of the potato, it turns it black and it looks bad.
yeah,
But
but
nutritionally, they're exactly the same. So like
I mean,
preservative, no bruise, without preservative, potato black, nobody wants to eat, and that's food waste. So we just created that preservative inside of the genome of that potato in order to not have that food wasted. Is that okay?
no, not really, because
No, it's not okay. So you want
you're
more
not
food
gonna
wasted.
follow
You want more
through. No,
potato
bro.
wasted.
No, but you're not gonna follow through with it to see if it has side effects in the long run, like
Of course
modifying
we
food
are.
like that.
Of course we are.
How are you gonna follow through with it once you release it and
What are
say
you
it's okay
talking
for?
about? You're just
That's what I'm saying, like with
you're
the
changing the
FDA, dude.
genes exactly, and this is why you should move to Europe, dude, because they agree with you that they don't believe
Well, they
in
eat
genetically modified
healthier. They
foods, and no, they don't. No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
No.
They eat healthier. They live longer.
Sounds like,
America's
dude, sounds like you want
we
to
have a
live in Europe,
low
bro. I'm American,
we have
so
a low
I don't
life
know. I don't
a
know.
low life expectancy, dude.
Yeah, well, it's because of Republican states. If you look at the life expectancy of Georgia
What?
versus California, it's completely different. It's 15 years, bro. And it's because of the obesity rates in Republican states because they have obesity and a cultural problem.
That's crazy, dude. You're gonna say that Democrats live longer than Republicans?
Look at the
That's
states. Look at the states, dude. Look at all the Republican southern states, bro. It's like 15 years versus California. It's access to healthcare. It's access to like food that's not the better food. It is better food, and the fact that you feel satiated. You can. There's a study that was just done about minimally versus ultra processed foods. Basically, people that ate on a 500 calorie deficit would feel satiated if they used minimally processed foods, but ultra processed foods they felt sicker. So
I know,
that
but
is
that's
that is a
like I know, but like you're kind of just how do I say you're still ignoring the fact that if we do get rid of preservatives and dyes and all these things in our food and chemicals and stuff like that, and even like the simplest thing of like using freaking corn syrup instead of actual sugar to sweeten our
Yeah,
foods.
that's not going to make that big of a difference, dude. It's all about the calories. It's about the
It
calories, bro.
is, dude. Come on.
No, no, it's not. People have been lying to you, bro. I'm sorry. Like I don't know what to tell you.
I
I'm
just
not.
think you're biased because you don't like RFK, bro. But like you
No,
can't,
I've
you know
I've,
what I
I've had
mean?
this feeling before
Because you got to
RFK
be
came
honest.
on
Like if
here.
he would have,
No, I'm sorry.
no, dude, be honest. Like if he would have stayed on the Democratic ticket, you would have voted for him, right?
Nope.
Because a lot
No,
of the people
no.
that would have voted for, what do you mean? Like a
He
lot of the
wouldn't have
people that would
won.
have
He
voted
wouldn't have
for,
won. So I mean, if he would have won against Trump, then yeah, of course I would have voted for him versus Trump. But I would have voted for a lot of people versus Trump. Basically anyone. Mitt Romney, McCain, George W. Bush. Like what do you mean?
what do you mean, dude? A lot of people like RFK when he was
No, he
running.
didn't.
You know,
No,
yeah,
he
they did.
didn't.
He was on Joe
No, he didn't.
Rogan.
Who cares if he was
I
on
think it was
Rogan? That doesn't mean anything. He didn't. We didn't
like
have
I think the
any
Bernie
voters. That's
Bros
why he
liked
didn't do
him.
well. That's why he got dropped so quickly.
He would have got. I think he would have got the Bernie voters and
No,
stuff like that.
no. Maybe. I mean, maybe. I don't care, dude. I don't care about people being misguided on, RFK. That I'm not like that doesn't sway me. I'm a scientist, dude. I'm looking at the actual publications. I'm looking at actual things. Like I can make up my own mind about
I know,
things.
but are you sure you're not biased at all? Like,
I am
you know what I
extremely
mean?
biased towards science. Absolutely. because it's
No,
a
I'm saying like
fact-finding way of pursuit of
selectively,
facts.
like
Yeah,
you're
I am.
within science, you're
Yeah,
selective.
no, nope, nope.
Are you
Scientific.
sure?
Yeah, no. Science. The science is very clear,
Dude,
bro. The
if you
science is
said
very,
you
very clear.
no, but if you
It
said like you
is.
guys were trying to do something to where like almost like vaccinating vegetables or something like that, that's crazy, man. You don't think
No,
that's kind of insane
what? No,
to
you're talking
modify?
about no. What you're talking about the research that I did in my PhD, where we were trying to create RNA vaccines inside of lettuce. So it was like a way in order to
Because someone
create.
said like on a right wing podcast that they were trying to
Yeah,
vaccinate vegetables, dude.
yeah, Michael Flynn, exactly. Yeah, yeah. I had Michael Flynn coming after me, and then that's where I got all we got death threats, and we had people coming after us, and we had to have security on our lab and all that kind of stuff. So is that okay? Can we do that?
No, that's messed up. But I mean,
Okay, cool,
what you
cool.
guys were doing, did you actually think that was fine? Like,
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean?
I
Because you're
mean, but I'm not
how
going.
can
I'm not going to like the grocery store and making all the vaccines have lettuce. I mean, sorry, all the salads have lettuce vaccines inside of them. It's like, or sorry, all of the salads have vaccines. Yeah, I mean that we weren't doing that. It was just like it's an academic idea about like the rapid creation of vaccines inside of plants. So like the whole, I mean, it was funded by the NSF because we wanted to see if you could go to a field, like let's say you have like troops or something that are outside of a major city, and they got a bioterrorist like call, like they're going to be using this in order to like against your troops, and you need a rapid vaccine in order to make sure that your troops are going to be able to survive. So theoretically, this would be a process that would take a month in order to make the vaccine, because you would have to ship it in order to be made inside of a bacteria or a yeast, and then it would have to ferment, and then it would have to be extracted, and then you'd have to take it out and ship it. It would take weeks, if not a month, in order to do this, the rapid creation of the vaccine. But for troop safety, the DoD funded this, and so that you could actually create and spray nanotechnology enabled DNA delivery mechanisms on these plants, and then the plant creates a vaccine inside of it, and then boom, you could have eat that plant, and then you'd be able to get a vaccine within 2 or 3 hours instead of 2 or 3 weeks. So is that okay? Can we do
even
that?
even if your body would metabolize it?
Oh, that's a great question. I mean, hopefully enough of it would be some type of efficiency that it would still be working. But yeah, you're right that it would have to get
And
past
you
that.
you guys never got that far to where you guys could actually test it out or what?
Inside the gut?
Yeah, like did you guys ever like try to actually grow it inside of a lettuce?
Yeah,
Did you
yeah,
guys
we
ever
produced it inside of
successfully
a
do it?
lettuce. Yeah, yeah, we did that.
And then did you guys try it out and test it out
Eat
to
it?
see if your
No, no.
body
That's like
by
science. That you
metabolizing
can
it
have a
instead of
purpose. You can have a purpose, and then you can make a step towards that purpose without actually doing the entire claim. And that's how science works all the time. You don't have to like go through the entire thing.
okay, but you don't think that could have been kind of like a you know what I mean? Kind of like it could have started something that's kind of messed up in society. You know what I mean? Like if someone
So
else, the
so
wrong people
what?
got
So
their hands on.
who's deciding what science I can do?
I don't know, probably like the CDC and that particular, like,
Okay,
you
well
know what I mean?
I mean the DoD literally funded it, and they gave money in order to fund it. So they did do that.
So then why'd you guys get defunded? Or didn't you say it got pulled or what?
I mean, all of science funding is being pulled right now, like now because of Trump making politics like into science research. But
Well, I mean, in a way, I know this might sound messed up. I do feel sorry for anyone that has lost their job. You know what I'm saying? But like in especially with like maybe not what you do, but like especially with like cancer research and medical research, I don't see any predominant breakthroughs that have happened over the past 20 years. But
what?
yet we're just
What are you talking
endlessly
about, bro?
funding billions.
What are you
We're
talking
funding
about?
billions
So
and
so
billions of dollars
okay,
into this stuff, but they're not making any
no
breakthroughs,
breakthroughs. You don't
bro.
have any breakthroughs. Okay, so I made
No, dude,
a
my
okay. Let me
no,
okay, no
not
breakthroughs.
maybe not again, not
Just okay. Let's just spitball again.
no, because
So
it's probably not
I
your field. I'm talking
it's
about
not
like
my field.
medical,
Okay, it's not my
no
field. Okay,
cancer
so
research.
okay, well, chill. I I made a algae cell that had an immunotoxin produced inside the chloroplast, and that immunotoxin could be purified, and then it targeted non-Hodgkin's lymphoma stage 1 cancer cells inside of mice and killed those cells. Is that okay? Can I do that research?
Yeah, but if it never
Okay,
actually
sick. All right,
produces any
sweet. So we went
results
from I
when it
can't
comes
do
to,
it, and
no,
it's not
dude,
my field, to saying it's okay. So thank you, dude. Thank you for being honest. I appreciate you.
no, it's not that. It's just
It was.
there
You
needs to
literally
be
said I couldn't
breakthroughs.
do it, and there was no breakthroughs, and now you're you don't think that's a breakthrough? You don't think that that was a breakthrough?
Not if it's not going to be successful in humans. You know what I mean? Like
I
it's
mean, well, bro, that's how breakthroughs. That's how science research works, man. It's like literally
I know, but like,
that's what
dude,
happens.
the amount of money we send towards like cancer research and all that,
But
and it
that's
just
yeah, but that's how
it
breakthroughs happen, bro. Because the actual fundamental research science stuff isn't profitable for 30, 40 years until it actually gets through. Like, do you realize that? Um,
30, 40 years. That's
yeah,
insane, bro.
I
That's
know,
a
I
lot of
know,
money
I
wasted.
know.
Just
It's not wasted. It's not wasted. What are you talking about? You think? What do you think? Science just like has someone has an idea and it's just like boom.
no, but
Like
like I mean,
science is fundamentally making revolutionary breakthroughs in order to improve your life, and your only retort is why isn't it happening faster?
no, it's just you can count like the years and the decades that we haven't had any breakthroughs. I'm
What are
saying
you
like
talking about? Of
substantial.
course, you have no idea what you're talking about. You do not
No, dude.
understand what the breakthroughs are, and so then you're saying that they don't
Okay, let me.
exist,
Can I
but
give
that's
you?
not true.
Can I give an? Can I
Can
give
I
a
give you
story and an
another example?
example?
Can I give you another example
No,
that you
can I?
don't know
Can
about?
I say something real
No,
quick?
because you already made a claim that I need to rebut, and you're saying disinformation, so I have to say something about it. So
I know, but
again,
like you
so
have to
another.
wonder why I drew this conclusion and why I
Let
agree
me.
with the Trump administration.
Well, I
Go
kind of
ahead.
understand that you already don't think that there's any breakthroughs. Then why would you fund it? So I don't really need to understand anything more. So just in molecular biology alone, there's been CRISPR-Cas9 gene therapy stuff or CAR T cell
Okay, but
targeting gene
I'm talking
therapy
about
that is like
yes, but
literally cured cancers, specific ones, and we have that happening in the last 10 years.
no, we haven't, dude.
Yes, we
People,
literally
I'm
have. What
talking
are you
about like
talking about? You didn't even know about them, and now you're telling me that they didn't exist?
no, I'm saying like things that we can actually apply. Like
They've
you know what I
literally
mean? Like we're
applied to
actually
people, and they've actually applied in humans and in human trials. They've done it. You don't know about them, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. You just
dude.
don't know that
All
they're
the
happening.
majority of like cancer patients, they're still going through chemo. Chemo's been around since the 70s or
I know, and it's
60s, bro.
frustrating, and it's
There's nothing.
frustrating. Yeah, they have
That's what
gene
I'm
therapies
saying,
now,
dude.
dude. There's dozens of
Gene
FDA.
therapy is not. Go ahead.
Is not what?
It's
Gene
not
therapy
new. It's not
it's not
something
new.
new. It's
Oh,
not a.
it's not
It's not a
new.
breakthrough.
It's not breakthroughs. Okay, what is?
I don't know. That's the thing because we've
Okay,
been
so then it sounds
funneling
like
so
you don't know
many
what you're talking
billions of.
about this. Why are you talking about a field of molecular biology that you don't even know?
It's not about molecular biology.
It
It's
is.
about
That's
cancer
literally the
research
field
and
of gene therapy. That is literally the field of gene therapy is molecular biology because you are actually delivering DNA, and molecular biology is working with DNA and RNA. So you
I
don't
know,
have
dude,
to be
but
an
like
expert,
you
bro.
can't.
Bro, listen,
You
listen.
can't.
You don't have to be an expert in everything that you talk about. You can just say, "I don't know." It's okay.
It's not
It's
that.
really
It's people are
frustrating when talking to
frustrated.
someone and they're saying like the stuff that doesn't exist and it's not happening, and you just don't know about them that exists. So it's like that you
I
can just
do
say, "I don't know."
no, because I do know,
You
dude. Like
don't know.
it's
You
that's
didn't
the
even know
thing.
about CAR T
I want
cells.
to give
You
an.
don't. Okay, you don't even know about CRISPR. You don't
I'm
even know
just saying,
about the
like
gene
medical
therapies. Like, what do you?
breakthroughs that are.
So,
We
what's a
haven't
gene
had
therapy?
any.
What's a medical breakthrough for you?
I don't know, because that's the thing. I want to give
Well,
like an
that do you have a
example. Like,
really big, concrete definition of of a breakthrough? What is it?
for example, Russia's working on a freaking cancer vaccine. Why don't we have that here? We're not. We're not making any progress, dude. Like, you know what I mean?
That's I what? Like, what are you talking about,
We're
dude?
not. We're not, dude.
What's the
Like,
science of it?
people
What's
who
the
have
science?
cancer right now,
What's the
they're
science of
still
a?
going
Okay,
through.
okay. So what's the science of it? The cancer
I don't
vaccine.
know.
What is it?
I don't know. I'm not going to
What
study like the Russian
what
articles
is
and
it?
what they're doing
Well, you should.
out
You
there
should
in
know. This is
Russia.
your breakthrough moment. This is your breakthrough that you think is
No,
the
I'm just saying.
fundamentally changing all of science, and you don't even know about it.
Well, dude, I'm just
What
saying
would
for
it be?
America, like we're pumping so many billions of dollars into medical
And we're
research, dude. And
we're the world leader in this stuff.
no, we're not, dude.
Yes, we
Russia and China
are. No,
blew
we're
past
not.
us a
See,
long
this is
time
the
ago.
dude. This is wild. It's crazy. It's crazy to me that you're sitting there to like
You're not gonna
dolling up and you're just bootlicking all of Europe and saying how good it is to live in Europe, and then now you're not even proud of the things that we are the world leaders in, and you're just anti-American, bro. Like you just have no
no
patriotism
way,
and you
dude.
don't care about the
That's the
Americans.
Democratic Party, bro. Are
No,
you
that's
kidding me?
literally you right now. That is you. You do
How
not
is that
care
me,
about the
bro?
things that America is
Trying to
actually doing
level.
well in. You don't even
I'm
know what
trying to
we are
level
the
up.
world leaders in. You don't care about the things that we've developed. You don't care about the technology that we've made here and we've developed. That, by the way, all the world is just like, holy shit, could we possibly do just 1% of how well the United States is doing well on this right here? They are so enamored with
I
us.
highly doubt anyone
Oh,
saying that
oh,
in
okay.
regards
Shit.
to
Again, I'm sorry.
the
You're
medical,
the world
dude. In
leader in
regards
this.
to
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting. I'm sorry. I can't.
in
Russia is making a cancer vaccine. Let's see. I wonder if it's the exact same technology that we have developed. Maybe they have actually taken some of our research and actually repurposed it and made a freaking catchy clickbait title for you, and that you remember, and then now you think that it's their technology. Let's see. Let's look it up. Russia cancer vaccine. Let's check it out. This is your thing. This is your thing.
no,
Russia is
I'm just
developing. No,
saying,
no,
dude.
don't run away now. Russia is developing a personalized mRNA cancer vaccine. Whoa, mRNA delivery, dude. Whoa, who did that? mRNA cancer vaccine based on an individual's patient's tumors.
Yeah,
Whoa.
do we
So wait,
are
wait,
we
wait.
there yet in America? Like, I don't.
Bro, you don't even understand like the sentence. You realize that the United States did the sequencing by synthesis, which created the next generation sequencing that created the ability to know what the individual's patient's tumors is. Okay, so that's baseline. That's just like where we stand on what's going on inside the body. And then on top of that, the mRNA vaccine delivery platform, where do you think that came from?
What you're saying? They're piggybacking off of our technology or what?
Yes, yes, both times, both
You
times with
can't
next
prove that
generation
though, bro.
sequencing, and the mRNA. Yes, exactly.
You
And
can't prove that though, dude. What
I
if they
can
did that all
literally
for
look at
them
the. You want
all
to
by
look at the?
themselves?
Okay, let's look at the. Okay, all right. We can't prove that. George Church sequencing by synthesis. You don't think I can prove that? Do you know what sequencing by synthesis is?
Not really.
Okay, so it's fine. That is the difference between Sanger sequencing and next generation sequencing that happened. So that is literally the thing that was developed in the United States by George Church. He is literally the pioneer of that. He's at Harvard. Is that that's then that is, by the way, that's not one of your Eurocuck like schools. That's actually the United States. Um,
Dude, just because I said
You
America needs better
suckle. You
standards
said no,
doesn't
because
that
you're
doesn't
holding
mean I'm
weight,
all
dude.
pro.
You're anti-American, dude. You're
No, I'm not, dude. I'm
anti-American. You're
pro-American, dude. I want America to
anti-American. You're
level up.
anti-American
You're
technology.
the one
You're
that you're.
anti-technology that we've developed, and you suckle at Russia, who
No,
repurposes a clickbait titles that you clicked on, and then now you're actually coming at me.
dude, it made the news, bro. Like something that. Why would
Whatever
it?
clickbait nonsense that you clicked on, I don't. Whatever, dude. I don't care. I'm telling you what it is. So leveraging, oh, they're leveraging AI. Oh, wow. Who developed that for rapid A? Dude,
Dude, that's
every sentence.
you can't say
You don't think?
everything is
Wait,
just a.
wait. You don't think that they're using ChatGPT? Where do you think
No, I'm just
ChatGPT
saying,
came from?
AI isn't. China has their own version. What do you mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like
I'm sure they're
that's
using
every,
DeepSeek. I'm sure they're using DeepSeek, dude. Maybe they are. Maybe they are using DeepSeek. But
maybe Russia has their
which
own
is by the
version. You
way,
can't.
which is by the way, trained on ChatGPT and NVIDIA GPUs. So even if they are DeepSeek, they actually utilized American technology in order to create DeepSeek. So again, dude, you're just falling into all these traps. It's crazy when you just look things up, what you
They're not
learn.
traps, bro.
There, well, it's you have holes in your knowledge that we are running straight into, and I want to fill your holes, bro. I want to fill your knowledge holes. Okay,
That sounds
this
crazy, bro.
I know you have a lot of them. And this initiative, spearheaded by the same center that created the Sputnik COVID vaccine, is in preclinical and early stage trials. So with human trials planned soon. So they haven't even done the human trials that we're talking about. Like we don't even have the, you don't even you're not even they're not even at the stage. You decried my stuff because they weren't at the human trials. We didn't do a human trial with the algae immunotoxin, but the thing that you sourced as like actually revolutionary stuff was at the same point that I was at in my research. But you said that they were revolutionary and mine didn't have it. Are you following right now? Um,
That's a
Wild.
false equivalency,
You
bro. Come
literally
on.
said that. Well,
You're
I didn't
comparing
have
what your
human.
little.
Yeah, yeah, because
You're comparing.
they didn't have the human trials. They don't have the human trials, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Okay.
mean? They don't
Yeah,
have the
but
human
neither did
trials.
you. I
Just like
mean,
I didn't have the human trials, and you said that I wasn't even like doing any research that mattered, and you think that they're doing
I didn't say
revolutionary
that, dude.
science.
I didn't. I didn't say you didn't do any research that matter. I'm just saying we haven't had any medical breakthroughs in the
It's
past.
not like they have. They haven't even done, dude. They haven't even done human trials, bro. How would you know that this is a medical breakthrough?
Well, I don't know why it would make the news if it's not even a breakthrough. You know what I'm
Oh my,
saying? Like,
exactly, bro.
but
Exactly,
Russia
because it's
doesn't.
fucking
But
Russian
come on, like,
propaganda that you fell for. Look, hook, line, and sinker, man. Like I am telling you as a scientist what is actually happening. Who do you think is actually telling you the truth right now? Some Russian propaganda headline versus me.
well, I mean, I don't know, because even you're biased, bro. But you don't want to admit that you're kind of
Holy
biased.
fuck, dude. Are you serious? You don't
I'm
know
I'm not,
you think that I am the one that is actually lying to you right
dude. The
now?
way you're pushing like vaccines and everything,
Oh
it's
my
kind of
god,
crazy,
dude.
bro.
Dude.
It's almost like Bill Gates is sending you some checks on the side or something, bro.
Bro,
But
this is
I'm
actually wild,
joking,
man.
but
I am like it's
no,
crazy. Like
honestly, in all honesty,
you
that
should actually be so proud of American and American scientists. And you're talking to the first one you've ever talked to in your life, and you're saying that I am being paid for by with Bill Gates. That is so wild to me, man. That is so wild. All right.
no, but you can't, dude.
I can't
You
what?
don't.
I can't
You
what?
can't disagree with the fact that we're not making any breakthroughs to
It's
the in
completely fat.
comparison
No, no. We are
in
making so
comparison
many
to the.
breakthroughs that other countries are piggybacking on the technology that we're making, and they're leveraging it for new technologies. That is what actually happens when you actually do a breakthrough. So when we had a legitimate breakthrough, by the way, like with next generation sequencing, that actually was an actual revolution for microbiology because we found that there's microbial communities in our gut and plants and like all these different areas inside of the
That's not
oceans
new,
and all
bro.
that.
That's been common knowledge now for over
Oh,
10, 15 years. No,
yes, yes, exactly. That's when next generation sequencing was developed. Yes, exactly. Yeah, you literally just the ancillary, the point of it, and I'm telling you why you know that knowledge now is because of next generation sequencing that was
and you're gonna
revolutionized
attribute that.
here. Yes, it was.
You sure? Nobody else is doing that on the planet. That's kind of conceited to just assume it's strictly an American thing right now. No,
Bro, it was developed by George Church in the United States, sequencing by synthesis and created and revolutionized by Illumina in San Diego. Illumina created these next generation sequencing platform that we sold to the entire world, and that's who's using that technology in order to understand stuff. Again, Illumina, another American company that you're against, but it's okay, dude. It's all right.
dude, I'm not against it,
You're
man.
definitely, dude. You are. It's okay. While Russia officials have announced plans to provide the vaccine for free, global experts remain cautiously optimistic, urging for peer-reviewed data. So they haven't even published data about your revolutionary thing. So again, can we look at this sequencing by synthesis? Technology developed in the United States that revolutionized a product that was created that we are actually able to produce data for the entire world and everyone in the world can see and actually leverage that now in order to create new technologies off of that versus Russia is like, hey, we have the plans to do this thing maybe in the future and and you're like that now that is a revolution. That's what's so frustrating, bro, is that you're not really you're not listening and putting these things together. Um Again,
No, but
okay,
I'm just saying.
you're not saying much. You're not saying much, except for
Yeah, I am, dude. Because
anti-American propaganda
no, because
pushed
they're
by the Russians.
the
So, I don't know
no,
what to
dude.
tell
It's
you.
just the amount of like billions of dollars. That's what I'm trying to say. Like we
Yeah, and we're
nobody.
the world
The
leader
reason
in
why
it.
we're
Yeah,
so
we're the
yeah,
world
but
leader in it. Yeah,
you have to think of it from a budget standpoint.
Oh,
You know what
okay.
I mean? Like, how
Okay.
long can you possibly like keep that budget going forever
Bro, do you
with
understand how
minimal
much
like
how little
breakthroughs?
money we spend on all of science? It's like $90 billion, like for science spending in the United
What are you
States.
talking about, dude? I heard it's
Yes.
over 500 billion. I'm serious. I'm not lying, dude.
You think it's
I gotta look.
$500 billion a year? You think we're spending
No,
five
not
hundred
a
billion
year.
dollars a year on science in the United States? Are you
No, dude,
serious?
not a year, but for the like, I think for the entire last administration or something
Oh
like that.
my
I gotta go look
God,
it up.
bro. No way. I
You
can't
don't.
even believe it. You think we're spending a DOD style sized budget? Are you serious, bro?
No, isn't the
You are.
DoD at a trillion right now?
Holy shit, dude. I am like, that is incredible. Dude, I love that you think that science should be spending $500 billion. If you could be, we're doing that. That's amazing, dude. Holy shit.
Dude, all the
Okay, so
research
again,
throughout like years,
actual numbers again. Sorry,
I would
facts
have
don't
to
care
go
about
get
your
them. I would
feelings,
have to
bro.
like,
You gotta
I
stay
would have
with
to like
me. You
teacup
gotta
and get them
stay with me here. Facts
over
don't
the.
care about your feelings.
Dude, I
Do
didn't
we
say per
actually
year. I
would
said
we actually spend is about 90 to 100 in the DoD, and then which does do, by the way, a majority of our basic science research is through the DoD. So it's about $100 billion a year in the DoD, and then there's another like 90 between the NSF, NIH, DOE, and which you heard, because honestly you're in here a lot, bro, and I really do appreciate you being in here a lot, and I do see you in chat, and I do appreciate you. What you probably did hear is that in 2022, Biden, because of the Inflation Reduction Act and the infrastructure bill, those did increase the science spending in the country enough so that we did, for the first time,
so.
actually
We did get close to
in
500.
1 year we did
So why'd you
have
laugh, dude?
more.
It's
No, because
I was
you were
pretty
saying that we were
accurate.
spending that $500 billion a
Not
year.
a No, not a year. I said in the last administration throughout the entire
For one
administration.
year, in the
No,
entire history
no,
of the United
no,
in the entire.
not 1 year.
Yeah, no, it
The
is
whole
one
four
year. No,
years.
no, it's 1 year. We had, because of the Inflation Reduction Act and the infrastructure bill, all both being passed at the same time. And if you added that with our normal science spending plus the DoD, all together, you did have it all coming together to be more than the defense budget for 1 year that we did, and like that.
And where are
But
the breakthroughs? That's what I'm saying.
guess what, bro?
That's
Guess
a lot of
fucking what?
money, man.
$500
You don't
billion
think that's a
of
lot of
that? Guess
money?
what? Guess what? So the money that was spent, it was about what?
This is the
I think,
problem. You guys don't think that's a lot of money. That's what's insane.
well, guess fucking what, bro? Your boy fucking stole 500 of that $700 billion and gave it to fucking tax breaks for billionaires. That's what actually fucking happened with that money.
Nah, dude,
For the first
you can't
time,
attribute it.
yes, it literally did, and it's in the fucking bill, dude. It's in the omnibus spending bill and the tax cut bill that came through. They literally pillaged the tax credits and all the money that was earmarked for all the infrastructure bills and everything. They literally put that. They said, "Oh, that's free money. We're gonna take it, and we're gonna take that and give it to billionaires." That's literally what fucking happened, man. I'm telling you. Again, like this is really what actually is happening, and it sucks, and it does suck. We didn't spend that money fast enough, and now we're probably never going to get that ever again.
Well, yeah, because see, that's the thing. Because it's not. It's how do I say it? It's not like being applied properly.
How would
So
you know?
maybe
We
there's
didn't
a
even
lot of.
spend it. We didn't even spend it.
That's what I'm saying. Well, because that's the thing. Like, why weren't there any breakthroughs with that amount of money going through
In
it?
two
Like,
years? In 2 years, you want fundamental breakthroughs in 2 years,
that's what I
bro?
heard, dude. I heard that's like the main like obstacle that science has is lack of funding.
Yeah,
But then
you're
it's
right.
like, how can you have lack of funding when that much money is being pumped in there, dude? It's like one, you know what I mean? It's like it just doesn't make sense.
Because in 2 years, bro, there's shovel ready projects and stuff, but there's not, like, you can't do that amount of work. What you really should be asking, and the
All
critical
these
thinking
research
question
centers
is,
can't work
no, what you
together
really should be
and
asking is
simultaneously get
no,
progress.
no, what you should be asking is who has improved your life, quality of life more? science over the years or these billionaires? And all of our money that was
That's
earmarked to
debatable.
better our society and to
That's
actually
debatable,
improve
bro.
things through the generations through science, which has actually improved your life, has been stolen and given to billionaires. So please tell me, how has billionaires improved your life?
Innovation, dude. What do you mean you're gonna compare? That's
Holy
like
shit. You actually think
you're
that
gonna
they are the ones that
compare.
are innovating? Holy shit, dude. Okay, tell me.
Are you
How are they
serious right
innovating?
now?
How
You don't
yes,
think
yes,
they're
tell me, give me
innovating?
one. Give me one.
What do you mean?
Give
Like
me one.
everything?
Give me one. They've
Quantum
done
computers.
everything. They've done
Quantum,
everything now. They've done everything. Billionaires have given us everything.
dude. No, dude. But quantum computers is like the next big
What
thing,
they've
man.
you
Innovation.
think that billionaires have done the basic research in order to know how quantum computing exists?
What do you mean? They're funding
What
all that,
billionaire
dude.
is funding quantum research, quantum physics research?
What's his face? Elon Musk,
You
dude.
think that he is a nuclear quantum? You think he's doing quantum physics research?
Maybe not him specifically,
Okay,
but I'm
so
pretty sure he
okay, well, it's
funds
fine.
it.
It's
I'd have
fine.
to like
It's fine.
look at it,
Scramble, scramble. Find another one. Find another one.
dude. Innovation
Find another
is
one. How are they
the
improving your
you.
life?
Who do you
Find
think
it.
is
Find it.
who?
Find another. Find an example.
What do you mean, dude?
Find it.
There's a lot of the innovative
Find
things that
it.
improved our
Another one.
lives, like even
Say
like
it. Say
using
it.
like
Say what it is.
Amazon,
Say it. Find
using
it.
freaking Amazon. It
Amazon. Okay, so
revolutionized our
Amazon's a
lives, dude.
breakthrough.
Everything is so
Amazon's a
convenient.
real technological breakthrough. The fact that online shopping is a huge breakthrough in our society.
Quantum computers, dude.
Okay,
That's
quantum.
going to be
Wait,
a
we're
big
back to
thing.
quantum computers because we know that
'Cause
that's bullshit. That doesn't exist. So again, so what are we doing? Amazon.
dude, quantum computers can. No, but I'm just saying, like you're trying to
We're
like
going back
compare
and forth. So wait,
science
is it
to
Are we doing quantum?
innovation.
So you think that quantum like computing is founded and pushed by billionaires?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, that's completely wrong. That is completely wrong. You know, the idea that quantum physics is aided and
Yeah, the
funded
CEOs of
by
Google, bro,
billionaire.
are billionaires. Yeah, they are.
No, dude.
The
No.
CEOs of Google,
No.
you don't think they're billionaires?
Of course they're billionaires, but I'm saying that they're
That's what
not
I'm trying to
funding.
say, dude.
They're not creating the fundamental research for. Let's check it out. Quantum computing. Wikipedia. Let's check it
And
out.
now they're
Let's
what are
see.
they called? Those the
Holy
chips, the
shit,
quantum
dude.
chips that they got going
Quantum
on
computing
now.
history.
They're gonna
Wow,
freaking
dude. Well, holy shit, dude. You're right. For many years, the field of quantum mechanics and computer science formed distinct academic communities until Elon Musk fundamentally changed everything with modern quantum theory. Oh shit! I'm sorry, I didn't say that at all. Modern quantum theory developed in the 1920s. So over 100 years of fundamental science research that needed to happen in order for us to get to where we are today. I wonder how many
and
billions of dollars went into that, but never mind. Here we go. Developed in the 1920s to explain perplexing physical phenomenon observed in atomic scales, and digital computers emerged to the following decades to replace quantum computers for tedious calculations. Both disciplines and practical applications during World War II, computers played a major role in wartime cryptography, and quantum physics was essential for nuclear physics used in the Manhattan Project. So I will bet you $1,000 Elon Musk isn't mentioned here. Do you want to take the bet?
no, I know he's not mentioned
Yeah,
there, bro.
exactly. Yeah,
But
because you're just bullshitting, dude.
no,
You're
you're the one that asked the
bullshitting, dude.
question, and that's like a
You're not
crazy
serious.
question.
You're not serious about
You
these
can't
these
compare.
issues, dude. And you're actually
I
you're fun.
am, dude.
No, you're not. No, you're
Yes, I
not.
am.
So you're
Especially
talking.
when it comes to cancer research, bro.
Oh,
Because
you're
like
serious
I
about
have a
cancer research? Holy shit, dude! Oh my
I
god.
am, dude.
You're
It's a big deal. Like all these billions of dollars
But this
going
was
into
your
that, but
thing.
no
This was your thing that you were saying that the billionaires funded, and that's why we had to have $500 billion go to these guys. And you're not like again the quantum field theory beginning in 1927. Researchers attempted to apply quantum
I heard
mechanics to
Amazon's
fields
trying
instead
to.
of single particles, resulting in quantum field theories. So again, none of these are all like dude, these are all American universities that are funded in order to study fundamental laws of nature and quantum physics, all that kind of stuff for a
I
hundred
know, bro,
years,
but
bro. for
And
100
who do you think
years.
pays the majority of the taxes in this country, man? It
Why are
is
you
the.
scrambling right now, bro? What are you talking
What do
about?
you
We're
mean?
talking about the ways that billionaires have enhanced your lives, and you said that quantum computing is what it is.
I'm just saying innovation is what
Okay, so
freaking.
give me another one. You're
I
completely crashed out on quantum physics. So what is another one? What is the other one?
I don't know right off the
Exactly,
top of
you
my
don't
head. You
know.
know what I mean?
Exactly,
But
bro. Exactly. That's my whole point is that you don't know, and because they haven't improved your life. That's my whole point.
you don't think technology has advanced to where it's
No,
improving our lives
billionaires
at
have not
all?
fundamentally improved the quality of your life.
You don't think that, dude? That's
No,
crazy. How
no,
can
they
you?
have not. Not compared to science and technology that has been developed from the scientific method. Come on.
Well, in what way? What are you gonna say? Like just vaccines? That's what improved our lives the most? Like I don't understand.
Holy shit, dude.
And when
Are
it
you
comes to like
serious? Are
research and
you
stuff,
fucking kidding me, dude? Silicon chips, gene editing, which is your cancer. That's your boy. That's your boy. Like the GPS location, the satellite technology that we're using in order to communicate right now, the internet, like all like public health, all any types of like germ theory, all that kind of stuff.
yeah, dude, Starlink
Wi-Fi.
and all that.
Like
That's
there's a
all
ton of
Elon
stuff
Musk, bro.
that is not Elon Musk. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god.
Dude, he took it further than anyone else, bro. The only reason why Ukraine is still standing is because of freaking Starlink, bro. Like half the world depends on Elon Musk right now. As sad
No,
as
they
that is,
don't.
because I'm not proud of being in a monopoly, but you know what I'm
No,
saying.
you're
But you
definitely
are,
proud of
you're.
the billionaires, and
No,
you're
I'm not, dude.
anti-American,
I'm
pro
just saying that I'm
billionaire.
understanding when you don't see like breakthroughs to see
You
this
don't
endless
understand what a
amount of
breakthrough is,
funding.
bro. You don't know what a breakthrough is, even in your own
It is,
favorite thing.
dude.
You
Can I
don't
give you an
understand.
example?
I would love one. Another one. Let's go through another one. I'll stay here
No,
all
like
night.
not one of those examples. I'm
Oh, not
talking
one of
about like
those
a
examples. Those are your ones that you
no
brought
in the
up,
sense
dude.
of like
Whatever your
in the
we've looked up numerous of your examples talking
no
about
in the
how
sense
you.
like a personal story in the sense of like why cancer research. I don't see a lot of progress in that, dude.
Okay, go
You know what
ahead.
I mean?
Go ahead.
Well, my for example, my sister, she had growth in her intestinals, you know, somewhere along her intestinal line. So they cut it out because it was cancerous growth. So they cut it out, and then are you listening?
Yeah, bro, I'm here. I'm here.
Uh, oh, okay. So they cut it out, and then they're like, let's do like 6 months of chemo, which by the way isn't new technology. It's been around since the 70s, but they're like, let's do that, and then so they did all that. She did the 6 months, 6 to 8 months of chemo, and then all of a sudden they said the cancer is gone pretty much. So she was happy about that until one day, like she just started feeling like numbness in her right arm. She couldn't move her arm, and then they said that there's like growth now on her brain, so they had to do like surgery to remove the growth there. And now that part was been removed, but that's what I'm trying to say. It's frustrating because it's like so now it's like chemo again, and it's like that's what I'm trying to say. Like there's no technology advancement, there's no breakthroughs because it's freaking chemo, and chemo's been around
No,
since the
dude. No,
70s, dude.
no, dude. No,
You're
no.
not gonna, you don't think it's been around since the 70s?
Okay. Can I explain to you like
Chemotherapy.
what it is, what's going on? So there's
Go ahead.
lots of different types of. Okay, you are basically a collection of cells that have differentiated into muscle cells, bone cells, skin cells, neural cells, eye cells, all this kind of stuff. And there are lots of mechanisms to make sure that those cells stop growing along the path. Transcription, translation, proteins, all these types of things, these networks of regulation in order to keep these cells from growing too much and keeping them all in check. And basically, during that pathway of molecular biology regulation, things get dysregulated sometimes. Mutations happen so that some one part of that pathway something is allowed to grow when it's not, and that's what cancer is. So that's why cancer is so diverse, man. You can have so many different types of cancers because different types of mutations are going to cause different things to grow differently and to enhance their growth rates. So that's why things like gene therapy have been revolutionary because we can, one, now with the American technology that has been revolutionary and invented here, next generation sequencing allows us to know the exact sequence of that genetic change that made the cancer a cancer. And then two, gene therapy, which is RNA delivery that was invented here, which is CRISPR-Cas9, that as a technology that was invented here. We can use those technologies to specifically go after the cells that only have that cancer, because a lot of your cells will look very identical to cancer, to chemo, right? Chemo is a broad way of having a medicine, and it'll, like, for example, just stop one aspect of the thing and not the cell replication, and it won't let that cell, good or bad, replicate, right? But gene therapy, that was revolutionized and invented here, that is being applied specifically only to the cells that have that mutation. So that is only to the cells that have that problem. So that is why it is a fundamental breakthrough to be able to specifically sequence and to specifically take out those cancer cells. But the problem is, there's so many different types of mutations. There's hundreds of different types of cancers. So we use cancer as a word, but in reality, we're talking about hundreds of different diseases, and they can all be different cells. They can all have different mutations. And genuinely, I am very sorry about your family member, your sister. I mean, it is very sad, but as a scientist, man, we are trying in my field. This is my field, molecular biology. We are trying our best in order to revolutionize this, in order to try to attack those cells specifically as we can and find out
But they're
those.
but they're not using gene therapy yet.
We are. There's dozens and dozens of FDA approved things unlike the Russian thing, that have gone through FDA approval, that are on the market and that can be used. You should be advocating and going to your oncologist, being like, what is the mutation that my sister has? And two, are there FDA approved gene therapy drugs for it? You should be asking that. You should be advocating for your sister.
No, but it doesn't make sense. So it was an intestinal growth. They cut it out. They gave her chemo, and then it went to her brain, and then you know what I mean? So it's like,
It's
and
still,
then
you
their
can
only
still do that.
response is
You can still do
doing
that, bro.
chemo again. How many times?
I
Like, you
know,
know
and
what I
I'm
mean?
telling you,
Like,
bro, and I'm
and
telling
that's
you,
where I'm saying, like, there's
I know.
lack of innovation
No,
when it
no,
comes to
no,
there.
no,
It is, dude.
no. I'm
Chemo's
telling
been
you,
around since the '70s, dude.
I know, I know. And I'm telling you that gene therapy techniques could be used in what sounds like you guys need to go to a clinical trial. So write this down, dude. I'm serious. Clinicaltrials.gov. Okay? I'll spam it in chat.
What's that gonna do? Like,
Clinicaltrials.gov. You can put her cancer in there, and you can see like the mutations to see if there's actual in like gene therapy clinical trials for her specific type. So you can try that. You should advocate for her, man. Like, seriously. There are breakthroughs that are happening that are available and they're in clinical trials, and she could enroll in them if she's viable.
I don't know, but wouldn't doctors just automatically do that for you? Like, I don't
No, they
understand.
don't.
Why
They
wouldn't they
don't.
automatically like help
Because a
you
lot
with
of
that?
them, because a lot of the trials aren't at every
Because when you
hospital.
go, well, you're not just going to a generic hospital. You know what I mean? Like, you're.
Yes, there's different types of care that are given at different hospitals. Like, some of them aren't considered the gold standard, which is like the National Cancer Institute, NCIs or something like that. And then a lot of them don't have, like, like City of Hope, for example, is like one of the best places in the world for cancer treatments. They're in LA. So it's like, you can go to these places, and they do have different care. They do, man. I'm
I don't know,
telling
but
you,
the thing is, like,
please.
how. That's what I'm saying. Like, we haven't developed as a country to where we have. How do I say? Because this would be expensive, right? So, I mean,
It's covered by
clinical
insurance.
trials.
It's covered by insurance, but it's selective. Like I said, not all the states are investing into these scientific, like, hospitals and research
Well,
and
I mean,
stuff.
she's in North Carolina. Is
Okay,
that
she might have to travel, but maybe she could travel to, New England or something. Maybe it's happening there.
Well, yeah, I mean, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is why people are frustrated and they're not seeing, like, you know what I'm saying? Like the
It's bad.
innovation and the breakthroughs
I'm like
in the medical.
I exactly because you have to advocate for yourself because it's hard to get some of the, some of these things, and they're not just given to everyone. I agree with you, bro. It frustrates me. I have a family member going through the same thing. Like it's we have people. I had someone in here last week that had the same thing. She actually found a clinical trial that was something related to her, and that she was able to contact them. So it's like it does happen, bro. Like I'm telling you, please.
Yeah, 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 I'll check it out. I
Okay,
mean,
sick.
I'll let her know
Okay,
about that. What
all
was the
right.
website again? Clinical trials something?
Clinicaltrials.gov.
Oh, okay. And that's like nationwide?
Yeah, that is the NIH's like clinical trials for all the cancer treatments that we do.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just don't understand why they wouldn't just freaking like let her know about that, you know what I mean? Where she's going
I
to get
know.
treatment
It's
right now.
some hospitals don't have that those capabilities, and they don't have the sequencing capabilities. They're not doing that kind of stuff all the time. So, it happens. It happens. It's very frustrating as a scientist, dude. It's incredibly frustrating for me, man. Like, because we are trying to literally
Well,
like
he didn't
develop these.
like cut complete funding, you know what I'm
He
saying? He
did. He
maybe like
has. He
reduced
is.
it.
He has.
He just
So no, he has. And a lot of these the clinical trial stuff. Hopefully, they're already going. But I know one of them, we've had multiple people that had clinical trials go, and one of them came back and she said that she did this work. She found it, and there was some place that was actually working with her specific cancer, her specific mutation, and her specific location, in which that it is the type of cancer, which is so it's a subset thing. She found it. There was a clinical trial going, and then Trump cut the funding, and now she can't get her clinical trial. So I was advising her maybe she could try a different country. Maybe Canada is going, but like imagine that, bro. Imagine she did do this. She did find her exact mutation. She did find her exact location of the cancer, and she found that there was a trial that did give her hope. That gave her a gene therapy drug that could actually help her, battle her cancer. And Trump defunded that and stopped that clinical trial from happening.
you sure?
Yes, dude. Yes, there's dozens of these stories everywhere. I'm telling you, as a scientist, man, we're talking to one another and we are like, holy shit, I can't believe this is happening right now. This is awful. Dude, bro, I would kill to be wrong about Trump than I would be like want to be right in this conversation, bro. Like I would love that Trump to be able to sit here and be like, oh my God, Trump actually is so good for science. This is actually incredible. Like I would love that. I advocate for his Operation Warp Speed. I think that it is great that he did that, right? Like I would love to be wrong about Trump, like politically, and just to have the scientific breakthroughs. I think it's way better for the contributions to us as Americans, to the world, to science as an institution, to like for our future generations. Like there's so much good that could happen if he just didn't do this stuff, and this is why it's so frustrating, bro.
I know, but all I'm saying is the amount of funds that we pumped into that and we're still not, you know what I mean? It's still not.
It
The
is.
breakthroughs are
It
just not
is.
happening.
It is. It literally is. You just don't know about them, man. You just don't know. It is. Trust me. They're happening. And you just don't know. You're on the outside. Trust me, man.
Well, I
Trust
mean,
me.
again, I don't know how much he like if he cut all of it or if it's just been reduced. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of
Because
it
like
is
the
cut completely. A
you
lot
said
of it
the
is cut completely. Yes.
well, I know, but like I don't understand like some of these if these are separate companies, why they can't keep going. You know what I
No, there
mean?
a lot of them.
Like
No, 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 no. They're not
why do they
companies yet.
depend on
They're not
government
companies.
grants?
They're
Why do
not
they depend
companies
on?
yet. That's the thing. They go through these trials. A lot of them, like with their unique gene therapy, in order to like fund that company. A lot of them aren't companies that have. Some of them are. Some of them are pharmaceutical companies that are funding these
A
the human
majority of them
trials.
are pharmaceutical companies. They should have enough money by now, man. You know what I mean? Or
Except for the ones that lady needed that last week, and now she doesn't have her clinical trial.
no, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I don't know. You know what? each one. It's just
Yeah, it sucks, dude. It's sad. It's really sad. And people are losing hope she had the only hope that she had in her life. She was 54. The only hope that she had was that clinical trial, and it got shut down. That was her
oh
breakthrough.
yeah, but
That was her
no one
breakthrough.
like no one knew that Trump would do this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But it's happening. So now we are begging Trump supporters to listen to scientists. We're begging people to listen to actual Americans, to listen to things that are happening to Americans that are being hurt, and say, hey, like, you guys might have not known, but now it is happening. So you have to stick up for us. You have to stick up for science. You got to stick up for the things that we're actually trying to, improve your life directly.
I know, but there's nothing we can do. You know what I'm
You
saying? Like,
can do. You can, dude. You can. You can.
no, we can't. If he
You
already
can.
passed the bill and it cut funds from it, there's nothing we can do.
You can. There's
Just
things
wait
that you
for.
can do. There's things that you can do, bro. You don't vote for Republicans again in the midterm. You can do other things. There's
No,
it
I
don't
know, but I'm
don't
just
be
saying, like,
helpless. Don't be helpless. If you actually care about this stuff and you actually care about your sister, it sounds like you do, man. And this and I really, I have a family member that's going through the exact same thing. It sounds like we're at the exact same point. So, like, I feel for you, bro. Like, empathetically, I'm literally in your shoes, and it's really frustrating for me, And um, I,
yeah, no,
I
I get
I
it.
I get it, man. I'm with you, but we have to, like, have hope for our family members, right? And then we also have to fund this research for future generations too, because they need that stuff as well. You know what I mean? They need to. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah, no,
that's
I
what the
get it.
standing on the shoulder of giants. That's what that whole thing is about.
But
It's like,
that's
research. The science doesn't get fully recreated every single time, every single generation. We stand on those shoulders, and that's how we make those progress, and we make those leaps forward.
yeah, no, I get that. But
Yeah. All right,
yeah, I'm
man.
just saying when it's been like, but yeah,
It's frustrating. It's
I'll let
frustrating,
you.
but it is working. We are working. Scientists are working. We have literally dedicated our entire lives towards this stuff, man. Like people are in oncology research. They have devoted their entire life, not for profit, but for actual scientific breakthrough.
Because you said that's what you did. You did vaccine research for
No,
like
no, I've done like molecular biology. I was doing like plant research.
for medicine or for what?
For like, well, I mean, for medicine on one aspect, for two, making like, plants more efficient and make them easier, like, photosynthetically, so that they can, create more plants per acre, basically, and have better outcomes and yields for farmers. And then my PhD research was trying to find new, like, drugs and materials and fuel and microbiology. Just because it's like there's a huge amount of people. I mean, sorry, a huge amount of stuff out there that in microbiology that we haven't discovered yet. So
And was that a private company or was it public?
no, no,
Did it
all
rely on like
everything.
government?
No, my PhD research is all public. I was actually funded by the DoD. So we actually, yeah,
Oh, okay.
I've had multiple labs that are funded by the DoD.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
All right, man. I'll let you get on to the next person in
Okay,
the
hey,
queue or
bro,
whatever. But
genuinely, man, I really hope for the best for your sister, and, like, please, like, keep me abreast of, like, what's going on, and whatever, um, for the clinical trial stuff.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah, man. I'll let you know. I mean, I don't know
awesome.
exactly what it's called right now, what she's
Okay.
got, because it seems like what is it called? It progressed to where it got into the lymph nodes or something like that. So,
Yeah, that
uh,
sucks, man. I'm so sorry to hear that.
yeah, yeah. But I'll keep you posted on it or
Okay,
whatever, because I
all right.
listen to your live sometimes.
Yeah, bro, I see you.
But
I thank you. I thank you for being in chat, and this is why I don't ban people that have opposing viewpoints, and that's why I really appreciate you guys being in here, and I appreciate you jumping in voice chat.
all right, man. All right.
Okay,
See you later,
have a
dude.
good one, man. Peace.